Alright, hello, and today we are playing some Pioneer with Mono White United Battlefront. So this is a mid-range deck that sort of popped up for a minute when the con set came out, and then it fell off, and I just wanted to give my own interpretation of it. I wanted to try a bunch of different sort of sus but experimental cards, see how they play out, see how they fit. So we've got a bunch of Gideons, and we've got History of Benalia. So this is an older card now from Dominaria. It says the first and second part of the saga, you get a 2/2 Vigilance, which is obviously good with all the token synergy. And then the third is a mini overrun where all your knights get +2/+1. So notably, Gideon Ally of Zendikar makes knights. So if you curve history into Gideon, you have two threats that are pretty resilient against things like Fatal Push. A lot of black mid-range decks going on right now because of the mouse deck. So people want to be casting Fatal Push. So this lets you have cards that remain good against the spot removal, like the typical mono white decks have. But you also have some beatdown potential, which is nice. And then we have Gideon of the Trials, just because it's a United Battlefront hit. It's another Gideon, and it's just a card I wanted to give a shot because I haven't played it in Pioneer since God knows how long. Mana base pretty straightforward. Some utility lands, Fountain Port for our Caretaker's Talent. Removal spells, we now have 8 portable holes with Seam Rip, which is nice. Carrot Cake to enable Caretaker's Talent, Wedding Announcement. All these are pretty obvious inclusions. Ossification to extra removal. Try an Iron Crag to curve into our 4s. So yeah, that is it. It is a mono white mid-range deck. Nothing too fancy, but we do have some spice in the list. Sideboard, we've got Enduring Innocence for the black decks. Get Lost to blow up Unholy Annex and other enchantments, as well as just being creature removal. Voice for the blue decks. Graveyard Hate, High Noon for Phoenix, and then of course our Yorion. So that is it for the deck. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more things like this, and I will see you all in the games. Okay, well, hopefully these are good. Because I kept this hand. It doesn't do that much, but I do want lands, and I do think having early interaction is important in this format, so... Could be playing against like Control or something and just be dead, but that's just Pioneer, right? My hand is very good. Thalia could make it... I mean, Thalia would be annoying, but... Alright, well the Saddling's a bit scary, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Pretty strong hand. If I just found a way to answer the Adeline, I don't think we could have lost, but unfortunately, that is not how things went. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, so I can't do all the Yorion stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So Brave the Elements will mess me up, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay. It's gonna be ward 3. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only pay 1 ward. So 1 blink, read. Okay. My hand's not very impressive, but we did the card advantage thing, and it was good enough. Alright. So I don't have any sweepers in my 75, which maybe is an error, but I have so much removal, I kind of assumed maybe we would be fine. I guess Get Lost is good. Do I want Enduring Innocence? Not really. History's okay. Planeswalkers maybe aren't great. Try that. Um, 33 lands on the draw. I should probably just mulligan. I'm not sure which is better. Obviously, my opponent's deck has Mutavault, so... Could just play the history and try to kind of beat him down, but I assume they're taking Caretaker's Talent. No, I take Removal Spell. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Shelter by Ghost is not particularly good against my deck, but it's good against that draw, so fair enough. Alright, well, I think if they had a Thalia, they would have played it, so hopefully I don't draw Thalia. And we can just roll in with the Battlefronts. Okay. That was a good turn. Drawing 3 Battlefronts and hitting every time is good. I remember playing Battlefront. There was like a different version that I played that had like less, it had more creatures, and I just kept hitting 1 and 0 things off of this, and it was very annoying. It feels good to hit 2 things each time. Alright, well, we did our thing. We just played our cards and beat up a creature deck, so love to see it. GG. Alright. Keep. Keep. Any thoughts, Caesars? Anybody up seizing thoughts? Well, Unholy Annex could be annoying. I do have double Battlefront, which is pretty good against mono black, methinks. I think I need to not take a bunch of damage. The weird thing is I don't know what to discard. They might be a beatdown deck. I don't really know. I'm just gonna discard this and hope that our Battlefronts find removal. And that's gonna be life. Okay. It's kind of an interesting spot. I could just Carrot Cake, depending on what they do. If they do anything good, I'll Battlefront. The count is good. You just Carrot Cake to draw 2 cards and then try to block the 4-1, but that probably doesn't really even work anyway. I think if you're going to put Battlefront in your deck, you gotta just cast it. Well, that's unfortunate. And what the hell do I want to discard? Let's go. Just land, right? Okay. Well, they got 2 2-for-1s, but if I get to do my thing and not be dead, I might be fine anyway. I just need to hit a thing that makes tokens, basically. Again, if they do nothing, I could just Carrot Cake. That's annoying. They drew 3 of those. And then we bricked on our United Battlefront to hit double portable hole, which kind of sucked. Alright. Shouldn't have played my land, but whatever. Taking 7 next turn. They probably have removal spell. 6. I have 1 card left. I'm making it 2, so I can make 3 2/2s next turn. I need to dodge like Shieldred, basically. Okay, that was actually a nice draw. It's a little bit of insurance. Things don't work out. Okay. This is target. Target. And then I guess I just want a Yorion, or should I just make a... Try to make a token. I might castle in response. at 6. So I think I mean, do I want to keep the O4? I guess I just chump with the Fountain Port. Top deck Invoke Despair. Wow, how lucky. I guess I messed up. Yeah, I threw. I honestly didn't really think about the damage from the Invoke, but yeah, if I just Carrot Cake, I'll be at 6. So, I mean, they had to hit. They had a top deck Invoke and then top deck removal spell, but... Yeah, okay. I'm a little distracted, so sorry for that, but, you know, still shouldn't make mistakes, my bad. Okay. Well, the sand is solid. We're obviously getting Thoughtseize, which is bad. They're just going to take Iron Crag. I can't really imagine. I mean, maybe not. Because I don't have double white. So it's these two, right? There's no other choice. I don't think. Maybe their hand's configured in a weird way where they... I don't know. That would be crazy if they left me with one of those two. They could have second Thoughtseize and then they take Iron Crag. I'm not sure if this card is very good, but it's really good against my deck. Like Gideon. Gideon Plus goes to 1. And then I Portable Hole. And then Nick does for 3. That gives me triple white. Could also just history. Oh, this thing buffs my guy when it attacks. I forgot this card had a really, really bad downside. Okay. Do I want Gideon of the Trials? Okay. Sure. Attack you for 15. So if they demon, they're dead on board. Got a removal spell for the token or a 2-drop. Just gain them life, but the history has looked pretty damn good here. Shieldred's kind of a problem for this deck, I guess. We need what, like ossification? Okay, so 2 blockers. So they go to 6, and then they go to 9, and then they block. Oh, I guess. Oh shit. That's fine. So they have to have Fatal. No, they can't have Fatal Push. That was a good top deck. It's nice to be able to just beat people down. Like these white decks. Opponent kind of seemed unprepared. It's unfortunate I threw that first game. Because with the like if they just draw a bunch of 4/3s, I think that's how they're gonna beat me. If they just don't, I'm not that worried. But that card is definitely problematic for my white deck. I need to remember that it grows my board when it attacks. I don't know why my brain just doesn't register that. But it is kind of hard to block. Well, I'm obviously keeping this hand. We get Thoughtseize into the stratosphere, probably. It's the type of hand where like they might go Thoughtseize Caretaker's Talent, Thoughtseize Caretaker's Talent, and then play on Holy Annex, and then I'll just die. But we could just top deck well like we did last game. Take history, wow. Okay. So they probably have 4 invokes post board. They probably have like 2 in their main deck. We did get got by it game 1, but like I said, I mean they got really lucky. That was unfortunate. And I was supposed to win. I just wasn't really like it wasn't really on my radar until it happened, and then I made like 2 mistakes in a row. But like I said, I'm a little distracted, so there's just stuff going on. So it goes. All right. Yes, the only card that makes your deck playable, of course. That would be how I will lose. The story does, in fact, check out. So, I guess we can kill Shieldred either way. Trespasser, yep. It's the card I wish you played first instead of Unholy Annex. Any token makers? Any token makers in the house? Actually, yes. In fact, there is a token maker in the house. It's a good draw. I'd be getting Invoke Despaired for our entire livelihood, but so it goes. Awfully confident opponent. Maybe they're making a demon. That would be good news for me. Surprise, surprise. Literally just fucking 3 for 1 to me. That's so annoying. Alright. Opponent just had like nut perfects. Discard spell, annex, threat, and invoke. 5 lands. It's tough. They're at 12 though. Maybe they just make a demon and we can beat them up. We have a Yorion too, like we get a free card at least, even though they're getting 2 cards a turn. We are not. They're getting 2 cards a turn and a 3 for 1 does, so. Yeah, it's so lucky. I don't know, I think this matchup's really good. I think if our opponent doesn't run hotter than the sun, we're maybe fine. Like I had to throw, they had to get lucky, and then just they just have everything. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, if this deck just doesn't have stupid Unholy Annex on curve, life is so much easier. Alright, we drew Wedding Announcement. But yeah, like, I promise you, if you play this mono black deck and you do not play this card on turn 3, you will be like, how the fuck does anyone win with this? How does this ever beat anything? Yep. I mean, if they lose with this draw, like, come on. Come on. I don't think it's possible, though. Unfortunately for me. My opponent is just a god gamer. Yeah. Okay, GG. Alright, what do we got? This hand looks like a keep. Question is, what do I play first? I think it's always Wedding Announcement. Kind of depends. Like, my deck should make... If I'm going to play with Histria, I should probably play... Mutable in my deck, I think. But it's felt decent so far, so. Like, against the black decks that are just all spot removal, just getting some decent sized bodies that get to grow is nice. We're gonna lay down on this thing. Yeah, red-black is a lot scarier than mono-black because they have Fable and Unholy Annex. Like, the mono-black deck just, like I said, it doesn't really, like I've said a million times, it doesn't really do anything if they don't have Unholy Annex. You can just kind of play Magic and then they peter out. But the red-black decks are just very well off, considering they have like 8 3-mana Cruel Ultimatums in their deck. And like, you're gonna be in a rough spot if you're not like instantly killing them after one of those cards gets cast, because they're just obscene amounts of value. And they just start winning the game very quickly after resolving them. Removal doesn't do anything versus them. You have to have specific answers, so. And no 3-drop is pretty damn nice. Let's do the wedding announcement, because they left up removal. That's like another reason. Like if I'm just counter curving, maybe I play the history, but it's a little better for me maybe if I wait. I could draw Caretaker's Talent and make a copy of the 2/2 before the last part pops. Yeah, well, there is Annex. At least it did not come down on curve. But they have the stupid Mutavault, so God forbid anyone ever takes damage from Unholy Annex. That would only be balanced instead of gaining life. What if Phyrexian Arena gained you life every turn and dealt your opponent damage? Well, yeah, that would be broken, Will. Of course, that would be disgustingly powerful. They would never print that. Oh, really? You mean they wouldn't make Uro in the form of a room? They wouldn't put Uro in Pioneer. Well, actually, they did. They put Uro in the Thoughtseize color, so sorry about that whammy, everyone. The room is here. The Mutavaults are flowing. The cards are drawing. The damage is dealing. The life is gaining. And you get a 6/6, by the way. In case you forgot, you get a 6/6 flyer for free on top of all the other stuff. And speak of the devil. Speak of the demon. Alright, all this being said, I think we're going to be fine. We've got a whole lot of good stuff going on. I'm not sure what I would be worried about at this point. Alright, well now we're just also going to murder them. And I don't, like, if they don't have Sweeper, I think we're good. If they have a Sweeper, I'll be very surprised. Maybe if they just had the Annex on curve instead of, like, the Thoughtseize turn was so bad for them. It was basically amounted to, like, a time walk. Like, yes, they took my United Battlefront, but, like, didn't make that big of a difference. Okay, now you're gaining 4. This card is so dumb. Alright, we're fine. They're taking 1 billion damage. So I think we'll be okay. We'll see though. A Knight might get Fatal pushed. We get to do it all again next turn. This is 14. Maybe we can lose. I don't know. Unholy Annex is really fucked up. So much damage though. And a removal spell. Okay, that's not. Yeah, I guess with Mutavault. Yeah. Oh man. Buddy. I'm just gonna die. They're gonna play another Shoulder and kill me. It's lethal. This is 1 million damage. So Fatal Push, it's 14-18. Okay, so I think we're good. Thank God. Imagine losing that game. That would have been so tilty. Alright. So Get Lost and Innocence in. And then... is Hole better or Seam Rip better? Actually not sure. I guess Seam Rip against... I can sack against Invoke. Like if I kill a Fable token. But also I don't have to sack Seam... Like Portable Hole I can just take 2. Okay. Well, History of Benalia, I mean... Again... Pretty important card there. It's like good at beating down, good against the Fatal Push. Clocked my opponent. So they couldn't just dig their heels in with Unholy Annex. Pretty impressive. I mean, I don't know. I doubt my opponent's deck is better, or my deck is better than my opponent's, but, you know, we are doing experimental things. They are just playing stock Rakdos, so I'll take it. I guess I'm going to keep... I mean, this hand obviously is not great, but I don't really want to mulligan against their deck. I have Field Rune for Mutavault. I have Fountain Port in case I flood. Enduring Innocence, I think, is probably one of the more important cards. And run the draw, so... The rule of, like, don't mulligan... I don't know. Mulligan, these Thoughtseize decks are so... Like, it's so different than things used to be because the 3-drops are just, like, busted. Like, they're just printing 3-mana cards that are, like, more powerful than Jace the Mind Sculptor. And, definitely changes the dynamic of decisions in mulliganing. It's possible I don't mulligan enough, and you're supposed to just, like... You have to do powerful things against people that are playing Unholy Annex and Fable the Mirrorbreaker, otherwise you get destroyed. But I'm not sure. Could just play against people that don't draw those things. Very intelligent of me. Alright, please don't have Torch the Tower, I guess. And we instantly get Torch the Tower. Alright, fair enough. Mutavault. Okay. Well, our Gideon is pretty bad here. They clicked the wrong Mutavault. So I can trade the Gideon for their entire turn. Could Carrot Cake Chump. Could Carrot Cake Ironcrag. I guess maybe I should have just used the Field Rune. Like maybe I don't know. It's not great either way. Okay. I've got a good card on top. 20 life. Opponent has not played any of the important cards. They torched our Enduring whatever, but that's fine as long as they're not Fabling or Unholy Annexing. No blood token. What the hell does that mean? What is your hand? Okay, another beautiful sure. I think I'm blocking still. Rather use this to potentially double block. Also, it's better with Caretaker's Talent, I suppose. want the Seam Rip to protect our thing from Invoke, I guess. And then I still have a Yorion. Do I want to Carrot Cake or Caretaker's Talent? I think this is better because of the Yorion. Okay. I'm not sure. Maybe I just want the 3 life. My Yorion's sort of expensive. Shieldred. Well, we have Ossification. This opponent not running nearly as hot as the last opponent, which you love to see. Just like it's so crazy how busted those cards are. Like playing games where your opponent doesn't draw them, you're like, what are you doing? Like those cards are so unbelievably powerful. Alright, get that thing out of my face. They might even just concede here. I have 4. I could just castle. How good is my Yorion right now? It's not even that good. Good Caretaker Talent. Buff everything up. I think I'm just gonna castle. Maybe it's stupid. I honestly probably should just have made these 3/3s. I definitely should have. That's a mistake by me. I guess I should have triple blocked. I might have the mana to do all the things I want, but I didn't really check, to be honest. See, I could have just triple blocked the player on like a Fatal Push, but it doesn't. I'm not that worried about it. I can't believe these blood tokens aren't getting sacked, though. I don't really know what they have. Maybe it will be revealed, then it will all make sense. Sure, I mean, that's not... doesn't really accomplish what you want to have happen here. We're using a blood token, finally. Alright, land. Well, I think we're probably past the point of any return. Alright. Here we go. So they probably have to draw on Holy Annex, and then I guess they can make a demon, and then I have to lose to it. Do I have lethal? I think... So 4 here is 5, 11, and 5, so 16. Okay, well... feels good to not have a Unholy Annex or Fabled Mirrormaker resolved against you. GG. Uh-oh. Yorion Mirror. Sure, all 3 drops. Let's get it. At least I probably don't have to worry about them being a fast deck. Oh, it's Pixie. That's terrible for me. God damn it. I would jinx it. Gideon, you can go. I'm just gonna die to stupid Pixies. Oh, I don't miss getting Hopeless Nightmared. I don't miss getting Hopeless Nightmared. Yes. 80 cards, Hopeless Nightmare, and a Nurturing Pixie. No problem. God damn it, dude. It's just so unfun. Great bans in Standard, by the way, and I mean that. I know that everyone's like, wham, wham, VV Cauldron, but like, at least they banned the miserable shit, you know? Maybe we get a VV ban and things work out, but I wish they would have banned Kaito. That's the one I think they missed on. During Curiosity is a messed up card, but Kaito is very non-interactive. Yeah. Alright, well, we're not dead, and we've got good cards. So let's win. Maybe. Hopefully. Honestly, like, this is... I mean, it's not good for me, but they could have been more aggressive, I guess, so I can appreciate that they spend their 3rd turn not playing to the board. Okay. Did not have a land? Seemed my token, sure. Okay. Interesting spot. Could go after the Portable Hole. Or excuse me, the Hopeless Nightmare. Just so that doesn't happen to me anymore. I think I'm just going to nab the creatures. It's not the most exciting United Battlefront, but could be worse. See how much I regret not taking the Hopeless Nightmare. Do I have a way to gain life is the next question. I guess I can Gideon Ultimate, and then even if they Hopeless Nightmare me out, I don't lose. Which could be relevant. We'll see if that actually comes up. Yep. I wonder how many basics are in their deck. I don't actually know. Womp womp. Jesus. Okay. 14. Oh, there's Gideon. Yeah, this matchup seems a bit tough. Got Disruption. They're grinding probably at a better clip than I am. They have face damage. They have access to more colors. They can have counter spells post board. They have Thoughtseize, lower curve, flyers. We'll see though. So they added Yorion, which means all this is going to happen again. Can't do much about it, can I? Are we just maxing our damage? I'm going to lose both of my knights, which is obviously really bad. We cannot win. Yeah, like I said, I think this is just going to be a very bad matchup, and it's probably getting worse post-board. I mean, they had an incredible start, so maybe they just don't have a start like that, and we'll be okay, but don't really want to get lost a nightmare. Alright, I think it's winnable. We just need a top deck, right? Like, it's the type of thing where, like, if they don't have an aggressive start, which they're not going to have an aggressive start every time, right? They're playing Yorion. Like, they have to... They basically have to have Helpless Nightmares and Pixies, right? If they don't do that and we just top deck a key spell, like, on a turn where we're not getting curved out or whatever, then I could see things working out. But, like, that Thoughtseize on our United Battlefront, like, that probably was a humongous difference maker. And they could have, like, Spell Pierce and all sorts of different negates post-board, which means that we can't even really top deck, right? It's one of the powers of counterspells is you don't have to play the counterspell until they play a card you need to counter, so compared to Thoughtseize, which is just like, well, you better have it right now, because if you draw it, I'm screwed. Alright, this hand is terrible. This hand has a Gideon. I think I want 4 lands. I think Seam Rip is better. But yeah, I mean, this is the same type of hand where, like, I might get Thoughtseized here and it's just going to come down to me top decking the right thing at the right time. Battlefront's good. I think we'll birth. The Seam Rip against Storm Chaser Talon is always tough, because you don't... It's hard to know what to go after. Like, I think you should go after the Talent, but since I just have something to do with my mana... Alright, we'll have Pixie again, so... Another fast start. Let's see if we can beat it. The birth should help. Seam Ripping Pixie is, like, pretty bad, though. So I Seam Rip Pixie, they Seam Rip my Seam Rip. I guess we can just Seam Rip both of these. Yep. Gideon's actually kind of bad against these otters. It's like no guarantee that I will get a 2/2 to beat a prowess creature in combat. Alright. For the reasons listed, I'm going to discard a Gideon. Well, this is my shot. Not sure. I think we let them keep the otters. It's definitely terrifying, but denying them anything to pick up in their deck that's just all like pickup cards could potentially be beneficial for me. We get super punished when they blow up our Seam Rips, but yeah, naturally they just have like the best punish, which is just draw a bunch of cards. Kind of was hoping that their hand was maybe a bunch of like fears and other awkward things, but now denying them the pickup is like, this is everything they wanted on that turn. So Alright, well, it also means that their otters are just going to beat my knights in combat, which is obviously not a good thing. Could birth. But I think this one's over. I think we've lost. If you like the Pixie deck, though, like, I mean, Yorion is one of the most broken cards in Pioneer, so it seems like a very good Yorion deck. Yep, just killing both of them, then attacking me for 6. The old rule of when it gets banned in Standard, play it in Pioneer. I think that generally applies well. Had your Fable of the Mirror Breakers, Unholy Annex, Corey Steelcutter. This Treasure Cruise never got banned in Standard, but it got banned everywhere else. So that one's good too. Yeah, I mean their hand is just like you just use every bit of mana every turn. Like their hands have been just perfect. I don't know. There's not much I could do. Like, there's some decisions I could have made slightly differently, but I don't think any of them result in me being able to come close to winning the game. So, is what it is. I didn't play my land, whatever. I don't think we're winning. I think we're probably going to get Hopeless Nightmare and die anyway. Yep. I'm a fortune teller. Alright, GG's. Alright. We got removal spells. Uh-oh. So this could be the VV deck. I think most people just play like Dreadhorde Arcanist and Prowess stuff. But the fact that there's a Thundering Falls makes me wonder if they're just playing the standard deck. Could be creativity, I guess. Probably creativity. Kind of forgot that was a deck. I just never beat creativity. My opponents just cast Spell Pierce and Fable the Mirror Breaker and then put a Trax into play on turn 4, and I'm like, huh. That's hard to beat. A wonderful play. Fable the Mirror Breaker? A shocker. I can't believe it. People play this card in Pioneer. I've never seen anyone cast this. Surely my opponent won't just turn 4 Trax at me, right? So what I have to... Do I want a Seam Rip hole or Ossification hole? Ossification can kill Atraxa. I have 2 though. Yeah, I think it's just play the 1 mana cards. Like the mana efficiency doesn't really matter. This matchup is probably unwinnable, unfortunately. This mono white deck is just like it's very polarizing. It's kind of like anti-creature deck. So if you don't play against creature deck, I think it can be a little rough. Which is part of why I wanted to try the History of Manalia, is just to see if they could help against the like decks like this. Like maybe you actually get to deal damage. So next turn I get creativity, my life sucks, and that's the end of our conversation. So yeah. Didn't happen. I was wrong. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm a phony. Well, now what do I do? Fuck. So hoping they had another sensor, but... Alright. Don't draw it, don't draw it, don't draw it, don't draw it. I mean, they could just like deduce and stuff, right? Prismari Command is another card. Uh-huh. Really would like to concede. Please do the thing so I can concede. I don't want to sit here. I'm blocking, dude. Alright. Shock by 0-4. I don't give a fuck. You shocked by 0-4. Alright, it's dead. It's dead. I don't want to get censored. I guess I'm just going to get spell pierced again and be sad, but whatevs. Aha. Huzzah, threat. A threat has entered my battlefield. Look at me. So if they do creativity, can I beat Atraxa and Valgavoth? I'm going to guess no, but kind of also maybe. The problem with creativity, it's going to get two things. I could maybe beat one Atraxa. I could easily beat one Valgavoth. And when I say easily, I mean assuming my ossification resolves, which I think it would against this deck. I've got a bunch of permanents. So we could attack them for 5. What are they gonna do if I attack them for 5? I don't think that's better than. So it'll be 7. It'll be 3 7s instead of 4 5s. So no matter what, it's going to be a 4-turn clock. Yep. This creativity deck seems pretty good. Oh, they discarded Valgavoth. That's actually kind of nice. Huh. It'd be crazy to win this. My lines don't like it. My turns don't have that much play to them. Kind of just doing the most obvious thing at every point. I could Yorion, or I could just Fountain Port. What does my Yorion ever do? I get to go after 2 things. Sure. So depending what happens, like if they creativity Atraxa, I could maybe just kill them through it. I am so not used to my opponent drew 27 cards and found 0 creativities. That's pretty unlucky. I mean, that not pretty unlucky. It's very unlucky. I'm so not used to playing games like this. Well, I think my opponent has to just run horrendously bad to like lose a game versus my deck. They'll probably just 2-0 us very easily, but maybe we can get things done in the post board. So what do I do? High Noon doesn't do shit. They have Torch the Tower for Enduring Innocence. I think Voice Victory is technically good. And then Get Lost can kill Atraxa. And Fable. I mean, Get Lost is pretty damn bad against Indomitable Creativity. I think I want the Enduring Innocence. These are pretty unappealing. I guess I want Gideon. Gideon's at least good against Atraxa. It's pretty bad against Falcovoth, but what is the best cards? Oh, Birth maybe. I'm on the draw. I could take out more than one Birth. Just doesn't do anything. Seamrip, Portable Hold, Get Lost, High Noon. These are just like bad lands in my deck. I'll try Get Lost. Get Lost can kill Fable. That seems potentially relevant. We're sort of just playing in a world in which they never draw creativity, or they do draw creativity, and we somehow answer the thing or things they put into play. Alright, I guess I'll keep... I think Voice of Victory is one of my better cards. Which is depressing to say because it's not even good against my opponent's deck. They can just kill it on their turn. But maybe it means we get to resolve like a 3-drop through a Spell Pierce. They also could just have a hand that's a bunch of Spell Pierces and no deal 3s. That's certainly possible. Okay, well, it didn't get censored, so that's good. I cannot deal 3 to it. Which means it might be dying on my turn, but then I get to resolve my Caretaker's Talent. Which is fine. Like, if I wanted to be good against this deck, I guess I would have, what's the name of it? We're going to play another Voice. Hallowed Burial? Or Hallowed Moonlight? I don't know the name of it. I think it's Hallowed Moonlight, but there's a card, it's just an instant that says when a... what the hell does it say? It says when a creature comes into play, if it wasn't cast, it gets exiled, and you draw a card. When you draw a card when it resolves. So, against, I'm not sure which is better. I guess I can get Spell Pierce. But against creativity, the things they creativity into just get exiled, and then the tokens. Alright, so they have Spell Pierce. So the Voices were very good. I don't know if they will convert us into a win, but they were good. What am I saying? I'm ranting. That card would be good against this matchup, is what I'm saying. It's just like 2 mana counter your creativity. You can even stop the Goblin token from Fable, so I think that would be a nice one. Are we main phase Prismari commanding? Yeah, we are. I think I have to United Battlefront, right? Like, I have to hope something happens where I have something that's good against creativity. Because it's going to be here and here. So I have to just, like, go after their permanents, I think. Shit. Well, that wasn't it. Oh, that's not a creativity. No way you're conceding. Wow. Rip. That's unfortunate. I mean, sack this, draw a card. Like, if you creativity me next turn, you put in Valgavoth and... they shouldn't have conceded. So what happened? So I brick the... I guess they are kind of dead. So I mean, they draw a billion cards off Atraxa too, though, right? So it's like I Gideon, I fog the Atraxa, I get lost the Valgavoth, sacrifice a bunch of shit I don't care about. So it depends what the Atraxa would find. So I mean, maybe they were dead, but whatever. All right. Well, this deck was solid. I don't know. Like, it's not really my style of deck. It's kind of boring. It's not the most fun to play, at least for me. It's just like, I don't know, it's like Pokemon or whatever. You just play cards on your turn and then draw cards and things happen. And the sequencing is like very straightforward. But if you do like just like white cards, I mean, I enjoy playing white cards, I guess, mid-range decks. What do I think about all the like weirdo cards I was trying? They all seemed actually pretty decent. Like, these are the standouts, I guess. I think you can maybe have Mutavolts, some amount of Mutavolts in your mana base. I honestly don't have too many thoughts. Like, this deck's fine. I think we ended up beating a really, really bad matchup in creativity. You could put, like I said, Hallowed Moonlight in your sideboard if you wanted to have a better chance against that. But I could see this being decent against like Phoenix, for example. You can answer all their 2-mana permanents, and then you have Rest in Peace post board. Against Control, you have like Voice of Victory and a bunch of card advantage. And if they're not countering your like 3-mana cards and your United Battlefronts, that could be problematic. Gideon of the Trials is like oddly... I don't know, it felt oddly good just being able to like know that no matter like the different threats my opponent played down, I can just ice, and it was also like a threat that isn't just going to get exploded by Fatal Push. So I don't know if this is like I made huge improvements or whatever, but I think this is reasonable. We did definitely kill some people with Gideon and History of Benalia, so that was good at least. Birth of Meletus was kind of mediocre to bad. The other thing you could do is just try to not play United Battlefront and then play the White Virtue. If you wanted to stay mid-rangey, but that's like this deck is super resilient against removal, right? So you could stay mid-rangey. This is a Knight for History. It also just makes it so you can close games a little faster with the +1/+1 counter. So you could try this and then just not play United Battlefront. You get at Elspeth. Elspeth's another very good way of ending the game. So I think that there's some exploration that can be done in the space of these like mono-white mid-range decks. I don't know the best ways to change them, but it doesn't seem like people have put that much effort forward to it. So I figured I'd give it a crack. Yeah, that was fun. GG's. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.